just on the horizon, like Friday. A lot of questions around this truck attack are coming across the border just 2 days ago. It sure puts a lot of pressure on the House to strengthen our national security. Wisconsin Congressman and fellow team guy Derek Van Orden. Congressman, you know, this is going to be a big focal point while you're taking votes on the floor. Some say Mike Johnson has the votes. Congressman Chip Roy says he doesn't right now. Is he going to have to make some pledges on national security to get that vote across the line?
Well, let's be crystal clear, Carl. President Donald Trump won a mandate from the American people. Chip Roy did not.
Fair.
It's Donald Trump's agenda. It is not Chip Roy's agenda. Chip Roy has proven to be an obstructionist in Congress, delaying things endlessly so that he can stand on the Capitol steps and point to himself and make sure everybody knows how smart he is.
That's true.
The time for that junk is over. The American people expect us to act. And in order for us to function as a Congress, we need to elect a Speaker of the House. Donald Trump was very clear in his support multiple times for Mike Johnson. So Mike Johnson will be elected the Speaker of the House, and anybody that's voting against him is not an America First candidate. It's not a MAGA candidate. It's someone that is out for something other than the betterment of the American people, period.
Okay, I mean, I'm here for that. But, you know, I want to get back more to this truck attack and the national security. You posted on X earlier today. I mean, you said there will be more of these in the near future. I mean, that's pretty serious.
It's incredibly serious. And listen, this is just another example of a failed Biden administration. This is why we need Tulsi Gabbard in as ODNI. This is why we need Pete Hegseth in as the Secretary of Defense. This is why we need Mike Waltz in as our national security advisor. This is why we need Mr. Holman in to make sure that Homeland Security is getting locked down. So this is a tragic event, but it was absolutely predictable because of the lackadaisical approach the Biden administration has taken to law enforcement. I mean, how many of these parents that were at school board meetings, how many of them have committed terrorist attacks? None, I'm not sure. How many people of the Catholic Church that have been worshiping their faith in a good faith, how many of those people were surveilled as opposed to chasing down these terrorists? So this is a horrible, pathetic example of the failed Biden administration.
Yeah, I mean, we've had, 4 years of like this soft on crime. We've had decades of these DAs in these deep blue cities not prosecuting crime. I mean, look, we can go further than just this terrorist attack. We can go to like the mass looting in California where up until recently, until the mandate from their own people, they didn't prosecute crime. We can go to New York City yesterday where they pushed a person in front of a moving subway car yesterday. I mean, at some point, this is all like the rule of law has got to come back in.
You're absolutely correct, Carl. Listen, broken window policing works. When people think they can get away with something small, they're going to try to get away with something big. When you allow 20 million unvetted people into the country, it's statistically impossible to say that one of them is not going to be committing terrorist acts. We're still waiting on verification of exactly who this guy is. We understand he's an American citizen, I guess. We don't know who the other people are. But it's statistically impossible that more of these incidents will not happen again because of Biden's open border policy. And let's remember, he let 170,000 plus unvetted Afghans into the United States and then bragged about it. So we need to stand by for heavy seas in the United States. I encourage people to be very vigilant as they're moving, especially in large crowds and high-profile events. And they're going to have to start making sure they're taking care of themselves until we get Donald J. Trump back into office. The Senate better, I tell you what, right now, Mr. Higbie, the Senate better knock off all this garbage and get President Trump's cabinet folks in immediately so that we can secure the United States of America.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, too, is like there's a decent majority. It's a 53-seat majority in the new Senate. So, you know, if we're sitting here twiddling our thumbs, dilly-dallying because someone wants to play politics or get their front page news, I mean, they're kind of in the way of, you know, potentially saving American lives, no?
You're absolutely correct. The time for this political squabbling and showboating is over. We just had someone with apparently an ISIS flag drive through a crowd of people on New Year's Eve in New Orleans. Right. That just happened. We've had multiple instances of criminal illegal aliens raping, murdering, kidnapping, beating American citizens who were let into this country on purpose by the Biden administration. Yeah. So the time for jokes is over. The time for politics is over. And we got to remember that hard men, they make good times. That was Donald Trump's last administration. Good times bring on weak men. weak men bring on hard times. The last 4 years, this country's been led by an incredibly weak man, and that's Joe Biden. It's time to get Donald Trump back into office, put all this stuff aside. Chip Roy and his buddies need to focus on taking care of the country, not their own personal brand or profile. The members of the Republican Senate need to confirm Donald Trump's cabinet nominees, and we need to get on with the people's business.
Yeah, stop dilly-dallying. Congressman Van Orden, appreciate it.
Good to see you, Carl.
All right,
Happy New Year.
You too. All right, coming up.